let's get this started then. So yourself and James have got 5 deals over the line already. That must be pleasing for you, given that the window's not even officially open yet.
Yeah, no, yeah, a lot of hard work. We're absolutely delighted to get the 5 players on board. And again, like everything, it takes a while. The window opens obviously on Friday. So, we're really excited with the 5 we've got in. A lot of hard work's gone in to get them. And yeah, we're hoping to get a couple more in. So yeah, very pleased.
This isn't your first summer recruitment drive with the club. How does this compare to previous ones you've done?
No, I think last season, the time I came in, it was again, I think there was a lot of targets sort of spotted and identified then. So the time, and as I say, I came in at the end of last season, where it's sort of difficult. Obviously there was a couple of players that, I put forward to them, to the previous manager who we got in and things. But this season, especially with James coming in and working closely with the board, we again, everybody's worked extensively hard to bring in the quality. We knew what we wanted to do. We've been working for months on end to recruit, good players that fit, the Newport County way. And yeah, we're delighted with who we've got in. So yeah, again, the big thing for recruitment as well, it's not just about this window, it's about down the line as well. We work windows ahead as well. So yeah, very pleased.
There are many facets to your job, but in the scouting department, are you one that's always on the road going to games, or do you prefer sort of like locking yourself in a dark room and watching Y Scout and looking at the underlying numbers? That sort of
I do it all. One of the things for me, which I think is greatly important, it fits into my role. A lot of sporting directors and different football clubs do things differently. Me, which I said to our board and I said to James and that as well, where I think it's important that from a recruitment perspective, that falls into my remit. That's something I take very personally. So yeah, there's a lot of driving. I'll give you an example. Last season on a Tuesday, I was in Newport, and a Wednesday I was in Scotland. So that gives you a sort of idea. There's a lot of miles, but I absolutely love it. I think, you got to love what you do. I'm very blessed to work with a football club that I do, with a board that we do, with the management staff, the supporters, everything we have. So that gives me a drive, a determination to do the very best. And should that be to go to Australia to recruit the best players, so be it, because effectively it's all looking for the one goal, and it's to achieve.
In your job, you've mentioned previously that you've got like a database of thousands of players. What stands out when you're looking to narrow it down to that one centre mid that you need out of thousands that you've looked at?
Yeah, well, there's a number of things to that. Bear in mind, we've got volunteers as well, scouts who, be out at games, will feed back on these players that we've got on the database. But I go through everything, in regards to sort of a link to the last question again. And the fact that, subjective and objective, we do everything. And so, yeah, you've got all the statistics and everything. We can work to that, which is very important. But effectively, any player that comes into the building, they've got to have been watched. And I think that's important. So the like of, for example, the 5 that have come in, they've been watched. It's not just a case that I know other clubs do it different ways, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. Other clubs will link into manager or agents and, trust the agent on what they say. I think, again, protecting the football club and everything within it, it's important that the hard yards are done with that. And as I say, from a subjective and objective point of view, the stats and everything are great. Video clips as well, but there's also, the players have got to be watched. I think is very important.
Obviously, you work throughout the year, but summer's the big moment for you. Is that something you enjoy, or is that a challenge you sort of dread every time it comes around?
You know what? Again, it's a very, very busy time. People think, and with the players, for example, you think when the season's over, they'll rest, they'll recuperate, they'll do what they have to do, because everything about what they do is effectively physical. So they got to prepare, get ready, rest, wind down mentally, physically, and get ready for pre-season. you know, our jobs, as you know, James will tell you as well, we've just been non-stop since the season. Well, even within the last number of weeks of the season, we started preparing for the season ahead. Should that be pre-season in regards to traveling where we're going for pre-season? Should it be different events? Recruitment obviously is a big part of that. But, you know, there's a lot goes on, and, you know, because effectively what you do in the summer gears you up for the start of the season and the season as a whole. And, you know, we've been really, really busy. You know, I'll speak to James 5, 6, you know, times a day. I'll speak to the board as well. So everybody's kept in the loop, because it's important everybody's on the same page with things. And I think we do it very well. I think we, you know, again, we all work very hard. And, you know, as I said before, it's about everybody coming together to achieve the one thing, and that's to be successful. And we'll throw everything at it and hope it works out that way.